Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Håkan Bruvel, and in today's video I'm gonna show you how I do a basic edit of one of my Ricoh GR III images. So I will show you how I got from this original image to this edited image. So let's jump straight into Lightroom and I will show you my workflow. So here we are in Lightroom, and we can see the image is kinda dark overall, but especially in the foreground it's very dark, so that is something I want to correct. But because it is a Ricoh image, we need to do some lens correction because we have really dark corners, and in some cameras that is automatically corrected, like Panasonic cameras, but with the Ricoh camera we need to do some lens correction. So in Lightroom we will go to lens correction and we will enable profile correction, and we will see that the corners will brighten up and the image will also correct itself from distortion. So we do that and we will see that the image will brighten up itself, and we can also see that Lightroom picks up the lens profile correctly. Okay, for the image I want to, like I said before, brighten up the dark parts in the foreground, so we will do a graduated filter and we can press M, and I will do kind of a big adjustment like this, I think, and we can show selected mask overlay or press O, so we will see which part it will correct. So most of the correction will fall in this place, and then it will correct some parts here. So we will change the exposure. We will increase it a bit, like so, and then we're gonna do some contrast, like so, highlights and shadows. So we will bring up the shadows, and then we can see that we don't clip the shadows anymore. So we can see that really dark areas here are now a bit brighter. In the beginning I said that I wanted to brighten up the image overall, but I want to preserve the highlights in the sky, so we're gonna do a new gradient filter, and I think we're gonna go like this. We're gonna see maybe more like this. Looks good, and then we're gonna bring down the exposure, and we're gonna bring down the highlights. I think that is looking great. Next I want to bring out more of the sun. I really want to emphasize the sun, to have like a relationship between the sun and the two persons in the foreground. So we're gonna do a radial filter. We can press Shift M, and then we're gonna hold Shift to bring an even circle, and I think that is a perfect circle. I'm gonna put it on the sun, and then we're gonna increase the brightness just a bit. I really like images that have that isn't over edited. I really like more natural images, so I try to do as minor adjustments that I can to bring out the image that I saw in front of me when I was in that place when I took the image. We're gonna bring down the highlights, or no, we're gonna bring up the highlights, of course, because we want to make more of the sun. I think that is looking great. Maybe a bit less. Now we can see that we are clipping the highlights, but it's mostly in the middle of the sun, so I think that's okay, because it is really bright, so yeah, I don't mind that. Next we're gonna go to the basic panel, and I want to warm the image up a bit, so we're gonna change the temp slider. I think that's looking great. And then we're gonna bring up the exposure overall. I'm gonna do not too much. I think that is the perfect spot. I'm gonna bring up the contrast. I don't really like the faded blacks look. I really like more contrasty images, because that's how I think we are seeing with our eyes. I don't think we see so much faded blacks, so I like more contrasty images, because that is more how we see the world. Then we're gonna bring down the highlights just a bit. We're gonna bring down the shadows, and we're gonna bring up the whites just a bit. I'm gonna leave the blacks alone. I'm gonna do some vibrance to bring out just some small colors, and then we're gonna do some curves and the tone curve adjustments. We're gonna bring up the highlights and the lights. We're gonna leave the darks, and we're gonna bring down the shadows. And then I think we are done. So this is the final image. So we have moved from this original image, and we have edited to this image. So it's not a huge difference, but it's just some small adjustments that I think makes the image way better. Okay, so that was a quick look how I do a basic edit of one of my Ricoh GR III images. If you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like to see more of this kind of content or any other content that you would like to see, please comment down below, and I will try to make a video about that topic that you suggest. Otherwise, please consider subscribing to my channel. That would mean a lot to me. and I hope to see you in the next video. Okay, bye.